Okie dokie, guys. Hey, I believe that I am live now, and I believe I have sound, so we're just going to go with it and pretend that everything is working well. Mary, I did test all my sound and make sure all the things were in the right spot, so hopefully we're doing all right. I know some people have a little trouble hearing me sometimes when I do not do my checks properly. A very happy Wednesday to everyone. I know I'm not only coming to you live on a Wednesday, which I'm trying really hard not to do so often, but an hour later than usual. Why did that happen? Well, because Katie decided she'd take about an hour nap after Shirley got on the bus. Set my alarm, slept right through it, and ended up sleeping instead of 1 hour, 4. So I did not pre record. We do have some stuff, though, that I didn't want to wait for, so live is what you get today. And I apologize for any fumbling over reading, because yes, we have yet another book excerpt. If you came here because of the title on this, I apologize. I typoed. I didn't double check things. It is a season 8 possible spoiler and a new excerpt, not from book 10, but from the Blood of My Blood series. That is on me. It is all changed now, so the people who come here after I've recorded have an idea of what the heck's happening. My apologies. I did not mean to mislead. I just, again, was asleep. So we're going to do this, though, and I have a couple of things at the end that I'm going to talk about, but I'm not going to make people wait for that. If you notice, look, I got a new friend. And I did come. This one is actually, my husband ordered this one for me. So I actually have another book coming. But we ordered ours off of Amazon and they were not signed. Now, I know that that has happened to a few people. Batgirl Fangirl got hers and it was signed. So I'm not sure what the difference is. I'll see if I can look into that. It's a little upsetting. But if I ever meet Sam, now I definitely have something he can sign. So, that's what I have to announce on that. I hope no one else is disappointed by their lack of signature, because there's still loads of, like, there's fun stories. It's really written some stuff in there. It's just not just the recipes, but nice descriptions, but history. So check it out. And very possibly, I just might have an extra book to give away at some point. But I won't get into that right now. This one was shown to me by Kathy, so thank you, Kathy, because it did not come up on mine at all. This is shared by Outlander, Fraser's Ridge, Brazil. And I forgot to translate, but you can see this. It is a small kind of a discussion about those trailers we've been seeing and that mysterious voice in the end. So here's their thought on that. Claire is seeing Brianna and Roger and the children. Yay! The English voice has nothing to do with this scene. That voice at the end that says, "Hello, Mrs. Fraser," right at the very end of that latest trailer we've had. Sorry for the spoiler if you haven't gotten a chance to see it. But we get this male English voice at the very end saying, "Hello, Miss Fraser." I believe it's "Hello, Miss Fraser." It was an editing choice for the trailer, most likely, and doesn't fit the scene at all. And once again, done to cause drama and speculation, so we'll all talk about it. So well done, which is exactly what is happening. And Diana Gabaldon, I don't know if you know this, but she wrote Outlander, which is all this stuff is based on, and she gets some insider stuff when the shows come out. So she just says, "You got it." So possibly she could be messing with us too, though, to be honest, let's face it. But possibly the editing choices there to make it look more interesting in the trailer gives us a false idea of what's happening in that particular scene. Okay, well, it's not like that's not a new trick or anything. Yeah, not like it's a new trick, I should say. And yeah, it does make us all talk about it. But yeah, we know from past experience that in all likelihood, the scenes that we're getting for our trailers are often just from the first 2 episodes of the season. So whatever we're seeing is happening early on in all likelihood, and probably not in the way that we're seeing it in the trailer. So kind of depressing news, but possibly, yeah, we'll have to find out. Hi, Kathy. Sam's book could have been from Barnes & Noble. That means Sam may have to come to see us. Oh, yes, that would be good. Elizabeth says, "Thank you for all. I hope you are feeling better." Thank you very much. Other than the fact that apparently 1 hour nap turns into 4, I slept right through my alarm, which I haven't done that since I was a teenager. Yeah, but I am feeling better. It's just that my energy comes in spurts, and then I want to go lay down for 4 hours. But I do have some fun stuff here, and I couldn't wait to share with you. I got too much stuff going on here. There's my husband being silly on some posts. You don't need to see that. Diana Gabaldon gave us an excerpt. This one, though, is from Blood of My Blood. I did not check specifically, and again, put in the picture, in the thumbnail, something different. My apologies. That is on me. I did fix it, though. But Diana, she's given us some Blood of My Blood background, which we know that story is mostly just going to be about Jamie's parents. Claire's parents are not involved in the book series at all, so this is going to be a little different. I'm going to read what she has to say as best as I can. Diana Gabaldon says, well, it's a new week and several days till a new episode. Well, actually, all right. So here's a wee excerpt from A Bird in the Hand, Blood of My Blood, Book 1, starring our favorite lawyer, Ned Gowan, for entertainment. Not to worry, no spoilers. Okay, so no spoilers for anything that we haven't seen yet, which we appreciate that. You didn't miss much, Cynthia. Don't worry, I just got started. So, here, excerpt from A Bird in Blood. All right, we got that. The door, sorry, get my reading voice going. The door to the chieftain's room stood ajar. Ned paused for an instant outside, listening, as was his custom. But of course, no need now to judge the temper of the room's inhabitants before entering. Nonetheless, he took a deep breath, he let it out, nostrils twitching, and stepped into the room. Jacob Mackenzie lay half on and half off the couch beneath the window, half clad in his twisted shirt, his randy old loins exposed and slippery, and the couch beneath him fouled by the loosening of death. I should have thought to bring a sheet, Ned said aloud, more to break the odd stillness, than as an apology to the corpse, but he did glance at Jacob's face as he said it, and nearly beshit himself as the dead man stirred. Only the fact that he'd bitten his tongue kept him from shrieking, and it was with thundering heart and watery bowels that he realized belatedly that the movement wasn't Jacob's, but that of a big orange cat curled on the cushion just above its master's head, where its thick fur mingled with Jacob's disordered locks, still thick and red despite his age. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, Ned said, the shock making him cross. What the devil are you doing here? Ralph merely stared at him, green eyes unsettled. Christ had the best been in the room during... Oh, sorry, that's mine. I'm going to do that again. Christ, had the beast been in the room during something. Nickety. He debated seizing the cat by its scruff and putting it out of the room, but Rory, like his master, was a force of nature, and a wise man wouldn't lay a finger on him uninvited. Very well, then, he said to the cat, and firming his shoulders, went to the washstand and fettled himself for the job at hand. Glenna Fitzgibbons said some of the women would see the proper laying out, washing and grave clothes and tidying of the body, but he felt that such a man as his employer, too small a word for what Red Jacob had been, he corrected himself, to him, but as his brain refused to find another, deserved the attention of most loyal henchmen in this last undignified extremity. It seemed to him that a hush had come over the castle with the absence of Ellen and her captive. A bee came into the open window and flew slowly around the room with a low hum. Aye, friend, Ned said, though under his breath. Go back and tell your fellows that Seamus Road is dead, and the mighty chieftain of the castle and of this clan, the Mackenzies of Leach. Put it in your bee books and let it be read out once a year for a memory of him. Oh, that's really kind. He himself would never forget. He knew that. He wanted to turn his mind away from the cooling day beneath his hands, and remember Jacob as his friend and savior, as he'd been when Ned first saw him. Him and his horse back against the sky on the Carrick Pass, sword in hand, his hair loose and streaming like flames in the wind. He bit his lip hard enough to taste blood. that could wait. He'd find a quiet place later and mourn his chief properly, with blood and fire. But there was an urgent business to be done, and that must come first. Call him. And Dougal, he said aloud with a slight grimace. He wondered whether Ellen would have gone at once to tell her brothers, or would she, like him, have wanted a moment's peace to grieve her father alone. I don't suppose it matters, does it? He said to Jacob's inert body. Still, it might be simpler if your lass isn't there just at first. Too much like you old bugger. He could deal with the brothers, explain what they needed to know, and begin planning for the succession. To confront the three of them together, though, Ellen had a quick mind, as quick as Cullum's, and she'd twig to her part in the coming clish-maclaver soon enough. What she might do about it, though. Well, there then, he said, and drew Jacob's shirt down decently and tucked the edges beneath his thighs, lest the breeze from the window unsettle it. I'll do my best for you, old friend. I always have. He glanced at Jacob's face, its eyes decently closed. The cat had moved to Jacob's shoulder and was watching Ned, its eyes green slits. Guard him, then, said Ned to Rorvik. The cat did not blink. And that is the end of the section. And we left a little kitty cat here. Now, let's see what the end here says. The photo is from Wikimedia Commons, attributed to CCO via Wikimedia. So she's just giving credit to the folks who have the picture here. The person who associated a work with the dead has dedicated the work to the public domain by waiving all the rights to the work. Okay, that's very nice. Okay. So that was an interesting excerpt. It's that moment, really, it's that first scene before what we see in the television series. But we do know, well, we already knew that, let's see. He had been found, our chieftain Mackenzie had been found, passed on right after enjoying the closeness of a woman, and is found in that manner. And so I like this scene simply because it shows that Ned had deep respect for his chieftain, wanted to make sure he wasn't embarrassed by the way he was found, kind of cleaned him up a bit, and talked to him with respect. That's a heck of a scene. Well done, Diana. Not that she needs my praise for that, but that's a really decent way. Yeah, that's a really decent way to describe the situation and give us a little bit of one of the characters we really adore, which is Ned Gowan, because who doesn't love Ned? I love Ned. Everybody loves Ned. Hey, Jackie. Oh, yeah, Jackie. I love my nail polish. This is so pretty and it's sparkly, and I think it has like a dark blue undertone, which has nothing to do with the excerpt, but it has like a dark blue undertone with little pink and red flakes that catch the light, which makes it purpley. I adore it. I adore it. I do. Anyway. Some pictures. I have some pictures, guys. Daily Outlander shares this one. Looks like the guys are having fun. This is a credit for Tony Curran. And we got Richard down here, too. I believe this is like the picture after or before the pointing picture in yesterday's video. But it is so cool to me to see the two casts like hang out at all. So this is a fun picture, and I'll share it. I do have one more here. I got one after this, actually. Brilliantly Balf shares this one. It says, images may surprise upon landing in London, and seeing this page had ticked over to 20,000. Hey, Brilliantly Balf, well done, good job. From day 1 to 2,000, 20,000, not 2,000, sorry, 20,000. What began as a love for Katrina Balf grew into a community of 20,000 hearts. One Balf effect. That's really cool. And she shares some really like good favorite pictures here of Katrina just looking fantastic. That is a really good dress. I love that black dress yesterday. I'm loving these clothes here that they're sharing here. But it's just Katrina, I believe in her modeling days still. Although that one, I think maybe after, like during Outlander. So just a couple of pictures to share, and a nice celebration for Brilliantly Balf. Well done. That is a cool accomplishment. I'm like at like 200. I'm not even at that. I'm trying to build, but I'm just terrible at Instagram. And then finally, a little message from Tony here. from Tim here. Tim Downey and Ebury Books shares this because guess who else has a book? In fact, you know what? I didn't put in my headphones, so I'm gonna have to remember to unmute myself. But we're just gonna listen to Tony because he's talking about a book that he's releasing.
Today is very exciting for two reasons. One, it is the autumn equinox, or Mabon, as it's also known. I am standing here in the middle of Avebury Stone Circle, one of my favourite places in the world. It is dawn, it is much colder than I thought it would be. And two, and I can't believe I'm saying this, it is the launch of my debut book, Rituals, a personal journey through the folk calendar of the British Isles. It's published by the brilliant Ebury. It's out next year, so autumn 2026. But you can pre-order it right now through the link in my bio. We all know how important pre-orders are. I've loved folklore and folk tales my entire life, and now I get to share all of that with you. So I've been traveling up and down the country, seeing some of the most unusual, the strangest, and most exhilarating folk customs these islands have to offer. So if you want to know more about punkies or soul cakers, the horn dance, pearly kings and queens, or indeed how I got on at the World Marble Championship and the bottle kicking, well then that's just the tip of the folkloric iceberg, and this book is most definitely for you. So please pre-order now and have the most fantastic equinox. Hello?
That is really, really cool. He's got, so it's British Isles, customs, and places to go, things to see. That is really nice. We get a Scotland one. For me, if I could, I would like spend a month in the UK and just go everywhere. Everywhere I could possibly go in a month. However, I have a 10-year-old and a husband, and they would probably be a little irritated if I disappeared for a month. So I won't be doing that anytime soon. So I read books. Books are great. This is fantastic. All right, I don't have it now, but I'm going to see if I can find that link in case anybody wants to pre-order. As per usual, Amazon's usually a good bet to go to find it. So Tim, I keep saying Tony, Tim Downey, check this out. If he does what Sam does, which is like write clever little stories with it, it's going to be good because he's such a good storyteller. I get such a thrill listening to him talk about stuff. He's really good at it. Okay, that is, I admit, all I got for today. I didn't have tons. That's why I almost was like, I still feel lousy. It's like, no, if I have a burst of energy, I can at least go live. Got a couple of things, not tons, but a couple. So that's what we did. Now the challenge is going to be to find enough stuff for tomorrow. And I have a thing for a TikTok that I have to watch and maybe check it out. Kathy sent me. But I don't TikTok. I don't TikTok for literally for security issues, for reasons having to do with not wanting to get a bunch of, yeah. Anyway, so that is all I have Outlander related. I do have some more stuff I'm going to chat about here in a minute, but if you're done and all you wanted was the Outlander stuff, then please, this is it. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs down if you didn't. Always comment below. Let me know what you'd like to see more of, less of. And of course, I am always taking movie requests and ideas for our movie chats, which we are not doing tonight, which is probably a good thing because I've been wanting to go to sleep at about 6 lately, and then I wake up at like 11. So sleep's all weird. So yeah, any movie review chats you'd like to hear or be a part of, let me know. Let's see. Oh, and everybody please wish luck to my eldest daughter. She is getting her gallbladder removed today at around 4 o'clock, which for my time gives her about another 3 hours and, no wait, I can't add. 2 hours and 40 minutes with her gallbladder. So happy thoughts in that direction would be really, really appreciated. She's been in pain for about a month while they sort out what to do and how to fix things. And removal became the one and only real choice. Now, personal stuff I'm going to say here. Oh, wait. Members, thank you very much. I want to make sure everybody knows that I'm thanking my members. Thank you so much for your continued support, and anybody who has donated anything financially to this channel or myself this year. Thank you so much. To everybody who's shared these videos, thought, oh, people get a kick out of this wherever your Outlander community is. I thank you so much. I really, really do. And just everybody for viewing, for supporting me. Thank you. That said, there's a reason why I'm doing a whole lot of thank you for the support, although I kind of try to every time. But I really want to make sure that I let you guys know that I do appreciate it because like a lot of people who do any kind of videos or anything, we're all kind of watching to see what happens with our freedom of speech And yes, I am going to talk about that for a moment. I'm not trying to upset anybody, which is why I waited till the end. I was so thrilled to see how things turned out for one of the late night hosts. Another one has still been is being canceled, which is upsetting. Freedom of speech is not a it's not a bipartisan issue. It's an American issue. It's the first freaking line of the Bill of Rights. Well, not the line, but the first one. If that is taken away, the entire country kind of what's going to be next? And really, if we don't have the ability to speak, this is not the United States of America anymore. It's not what the foundation of this country was built on. And so I'm very, very happy on how that turned out. It is very difficult right now for people who want to support the rights we grew up with and the rights we've been fighting for that are slowly being taken away. So it was incredible to see the country seriously get together and make themselves heard in the one way that seems to matter in this country, and that is financially. I was going to, the day that they announced Jimmy was coming back on the air, make my own little video of how to cancel your subscription to certain streaming services if ever necessary. And I may still do that, but not today. Not today. There were so many tutorials out there. Mine would have just gotten lost in the river of how to cancel. I don't know how to even put that. But for a few of you who don't go all over the place, I thought you might want to know. So again, I may make something like that again. I don't normally I don't get political on here too often. When I do, it's usually in a separate video. But this is about freedom of speech, and guess what? I do here a lot. I do a lot of talking. So I wanna thank anybody who did cancel, who showed their support, because again, this is not a right or left issue. This is an American issue. And even, and both sides of the aisle, Republicans and Democrats, both made that clear just in that week of time, not even a week of time. All kinds of names come to mind, but my favorite one that they called out was Ted Cruz. I mean, even he said, this is going to be terrible for the Republicans, because you know what? We all say things that other people don't agree with. But in this country, we kind of have to grow a thick skin and go, man, if we don't like it, we can't tell them to shut up, but it might inspire change. And when you try to quiet folks, that change becomes a dream, something that's not going to happen. Or if it does happen, it happens so much slower than it could if we were just allowed to speak our mind. So I want to thank everybody who supported freedom of speech in their own way, however they could, because that's what I do. I talk a lot, and every now and then I talk about this. And in October, I very much plan to go to my hometown again and hang out with some folks. So look forward to that as well. All right, that's all I'm going to do. I could get windy, and I don't want to be specific, so I'm just gonna stop there and probably lay back down for another 4 hours. My ears won't unplug. It's driving me nuts. I wake up every morning with that tickle in the back of your throat that lets you know you're going to get sick. I'm really glad it hasn't taken me over. I haven't had a runny nose. I haven't had bathroom issues of any kind. It's just uncomfortable, All right, guys, don't forget, tonight we just don't have a chat for a new movie. We're going to do that next Wednesday, where hopefully I will be myself and have a little more energy to do so. And hopefully most of my relatives will either be out of the hospital or healing up nicely enough that if I don't visit that day, they'll be cool. I can't even go visit because I don't want to take my illness. So it's really irritating. Anywho, guys, other than that, please just have a really great Wednesday. Do remember that this is a fantastic country full of wonderful citizens. And if we could just learn that everybody deserves some fair treatment, and we all get to say what we want to say within reason. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how else to put it. It just makes me crazy. This whole year has made me crazy. The fact that I have not gone and jumped off a cliff is quite frankly a miracle. And quite frankly also, in part, due to you guys. So I thank you so much for being with me during these insane times. And hopefully me being with you has helped you out a little as well. All right, go forth in Wednesday. There's a lot more Outlander info in the world. I try to share as much as I can, so please do check the playlist below in case you think you might have missed anything. Don't forget to catch up on Blood of My Blood if you can. It's good stuff. It really is. And yeah, especially if you want to know about some Outlander stuff, because I still feel like they're going to be connected in some way. There's going to be a tidbit or two from Blood of My Blood's first season that we're going to find out about in the 8 seasons of Outlander. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. And I'm smacking my microphone. Check out the playlist below. Thank you to everybody for your support. Like, dislike, comment, share, all that other fun stuff. Thank you, Jackie, for the lovely nail polish. It is so pretty. I will. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everybody. You guys are so nice. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Jackie. I thought there were some other people up here at the beginning, and I wanted to make sure. And Elizabeth, thank you, Elizabeth, for joining us today as well. If I miss anybody, I do apologize. I do try to give everybody a howdy who comes on to the lives. But go have a good rest of your day. I'm going to go. I've been watching Warehouse 13 today. Maybe I'll watch some Warehouse 13 and crash. Go have a good day, guys. Love y'all. Be safe. Be healthy.